Now that while they're here, do you want to make some questions now? Yes, we got a question here in the back.
Conseguir el micrófono. Sí, aquí viene.
Microphone, please. Brief question. On that last slide, when you spoke about the, sorry, that was the environmental intelligence services, not artificial intelligence services. No, that would be part of the environment-assisted services or life. So how would that work? So you discover the services. Yeah, that's right. Through the Apache CX in combination with the web services. And definition, is that defined by the programmer, or does a user can make any definitions there? You mean for the performance of the services? Yeah, I know it's a line of work, but what are you thinking of? What's in mind? Well, I think it should follow OSCI specifications because it's within the middleware, and then the programmer should be free programming. They should have common elements, of course, so that you can subscribe to the services or devices. But the environmental intelligence of the service, or I mean, I'm not actually in developing that. I'm not trying to put you in the spotlight. This is a question now, but just out of curiosity, because I saw that I wanted to understand if it was a level on the top layer, or it's another module. It's another module within the middleware. So programming would follow. It would be a standard programming, but the service itself would depend on the programmer. Yeah, that's correct.
Yes, I've seen that you've developed your own UIDL, your own language, with the justification that it has dynamic interfaces. The part which is about the behavior of UIML, or the domain of XML, wouldn't they be offering something similar without having to have a completely new vocabulary, or perhaps even an extension of those languages? Well, what we saw during the review was that this language, as you said, could be used to describe the interfaces, but the simplicity between one language and another, for example, UIML, doesn't specify for what kind of interface, but this would be within the scope of ones that are developed for their setting. So all of this new vocabulary was worth developing in order to increase simplicity when it comes to writing the interface. That was the reason behind it. As you said, we'd been seeing that it was very complex. So it would be ideal for this kind of setting then. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Another question. I'm Marino from Extremadura University. Basically, the question is really follows on from what he said. Apart from the existing systems, UIDLs, etc., for user interfaces, interestingly, what you're doing is connecting it with web services, for what I've seen. And there are lots of projects done in web engineering, which are navigational systems, and even related to UIML and XML, which know how to write these interfaces that connect with services. Yes, at an internal level, well, really the language we've developed here, it wouldn't be linked to a web service, but you could have any service within the digital home, and then it would be the interpreter that would add the connectivity layer with the web. So it's not that, it's something else. It's because this logic depends on the interpreter. If you change that, then everything continues to work. It's not really linked to a web service or any technology which links devices amongst themselves. Okay, well, thank you very much. It's now 1:45, and we need to...
More than happy to answer your questions if you have any. one over here. Yes, just out of curiosity, how much would it cost to have the same facility that you have in Medaltic? How much would it cost to have it in our home? Yeah, right. Well, you cannot extrapolate. As I said, we've used multiple control systems, some of them more expensive than others, some more inexpensive. Whereas in a household, there could be more than one or more. Because of one system you want to use, can use it, I don't know, use a different one. Also, there's a lot of redundancy as well. Within Medaltic, there are a lot of redundant systems that have the same function, play the same role, and it's done with different devices in order to do that. Experts in domotics are capable of giving you a percentage of the total value of a household. Right? As for the domotics vis-a-vis the value of the home, but I think probably Stefan knows better than I do. I don't know, 3-5% of the value of the household, of the home, depending. But the question is how long, how many years to actually get your money back. Well, it really depends on what you're talking about. If you're using, renewable energies, you can get your money back in one way. Interface user interface for someone that's blind, then it's different way of doing that. I mean, it's perhaps it might be a bit too difficult to give you a number. It'd be kind of difficult. Right. Well, I would like to bring this roundtable to a close. This workshop, rather. Personally, I think it's been very interesting, and I've learned a lot. I think it's a very interesting, a very good sign to see that we're talking about interfaces, and this is less tangible physically, at least. And also systems that, even systems that user systems and interfaces and the whole complex of software that we've seen, all the software we've seen from the University of Alicante. Congratulations to the organization. I think it's very interesting, a good place to discuss this. And I would encourage this industry very much connected to people with disabilities, intellectual, physical, what have you, and I would encourage them, all of them, to the professional world, the people, the users, and companies to meet. And I try to make. I think there's a lot of knowledge that we share in these seminars. I'd like to thank very much the organizers, the